this is our advanced band, and then since all my jokes are bombing, I'm just going to be really earnest about this one. I shared this with the students already. I just wanted to share this with you as well. So there's a quote by the German philosopher Goethe that I think in my mind sums up what it is to be a teacher. And the quote goes like this: treat a person as they are and they remain as they are. Treat a person as they can and should be, and they will become as they can and should be. Now, the part that Goethe left out is it's a long road between the people we are and the people we can and should be, right? And I just want to say I'm so proud of these kids, of the mature and the so personally respectful, so respectful of music. So I just, I'm just so proud of them over the last 3 years. It also makes me sad because that means that like our time together is done. Right? It's time for them to go on to a new teacher, new expectations, and new areas to grow. But it still makes me very sad. But all those characteristics about respect for music, caring about music, it really pays off in our next piece here. So I've been doing these concerts long enough that I know how to knock it out of the park at the concert. The formula is this: play a song with really loud percussion solos. And then people love it, right? And then the other thing is play a song from a movie that everybody loves and then everyone goes crazy. So this next song is neither of those things. So sorry about that. This is kind of like, oh, your parents make you eat vegetables. But I think if you really listen, this is amazing. Because this is by one of the great masterworks of all time. This is by Mozart. This is the Overture to the Marriage of Figaro. And this is the first time we've ever been able to play it at a Hyde band because the parts are so intricate and things like this. So I hope you enjoy this. This is Overture to the Marriage of Figaro by Mozart. I'd like to thank you to a group of people who, all of us here with the advanced band and some of the 8th graders who went to the event are very adept to. These are the people who volunteered 3 very long days of their life so that all of us can have fun. These are the chaperones for the for our Disneyland trip. So I'm going to name them all and, big applause for them, right? So these people are Miss Olson, Miss Walsh, Miss McNerney, Miss Norvich, Miss Jones, and Miss Palvanen. So we got one more in the violin, maybe 2, right? But then, so this whole class is basically 8th graders, so that means you have to carry the burden of that energy in the class. Can I have all the 8th graders stand up here? This will be our last song of the evening. Just a little housekeeping thing. So at the end of our performance, the audio staff requested that we don't try to stack the chairs on the racks, but then we just fold them and then place them against the wall, and then don't mix it. So the chairs that the students are using are blue, and the chairs that you're sitting on are gray. So it can be just like fold it and then lean it against the wall. And then all the band members, remember, we need help bringing all the percussion back to the gym. Okay, so I know, very sad. So remember what I said about the moving and the loud percussion? Well, okay, we'll do it then. We'll do it. So this song is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Not that one. Another one.
carved and sculpted. The people who've been learning under you for around 2 to 3 years. Do you remember the times you could barely make a single note come out? But look at here we are all, and thanks to you, our pillar of support, and through all of your feedback, we have become the strongest band. Every moment is a gift that we cherish, and as many of us graduate today, moving beyond just our musical adventures, we will never forget the valuable lessons you taught us, Mr. Shimatsu. Thank you for being the best band director our Hyde class could ever ask for. Thank you.
This was said by Jimmy Rometti, the former CEO of one of the biggest tech companies in the world. I live these words by being in Mr. Ishimatsu's class, which taught me that to improve at something important to you, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. It was only 3 years ago that I was a 6th grader, too shy and too scared to speak up in class or to play a single note during check-off. But Mr. Ishimatsu was patient with those who weren't quite ready to put themselves out there. Over time, I improved only because of the encouragement I received from my teacher and my classmates. Being in Mr. Ishimatsu's class not only improved my musicality, but also my character and my confidence. So thank you, Mr. Ishimatsu, for giving us a space where we could learn and grow at our own paces. We are so grateful for the music and the memories we're about to make, both inside and outside of W3.
I saw on my very first day of band practice mainly because I spent half of it picking my notes off the floor. The other half was just me trying to figure out how to put the notes together. But through all the missed notes, dropsticks, and slightly chaotic versions, there was one person who never gave up on me, and that's Mr. Ishimatsu. I want to thank Mr. Ishimatsu for being more than just a teacher. He's been a coach, a guide, and sometimes a mentor. He's helped turn our noise into real music, taught us how to play as a team, even when our instruments weren't exactly cooperating. His dedication, his patience, and his sense of humor have made this band not just a group, but a family. And tonight, as we play this concert, we want to say a big thank you from the bottom of our music hearts. So please join me in giving him a huge round of applause.
So, Mr. Ishimatsu was probably the best thing that ever entered my life. I remember when I started in 7th grade in intermediate band, I was so confident. I didn't realize that I needed someone to teach me about music, and I thought that I had learned it all. But when Mr. Ishimatsu taught me that it was important to be humble, and that you should always strive to be the best person that you can be, and I'm really grateful that he taught me those lessons. Thank you, Mr. Ishimatsu.
So now we have some gifts we would like to give for Mr. Ishimatsu. So.
Thank you so much. So, but before we step in chairs and stuff like that, this actually was my former student, Danielle Puna. We dropped your driver's license. You come up here, we'll be right back. Okay, thank you so much.